Okay, welcome back to Shenington Kart Racing Club for round 8 of the championship. We're just about to get started with the finals now. We've got Graham here who's going to explain exactly how the drivers have qualified for all of the finals and what's at stake for these races.
Yeah, so the format of the day is they have 3 laps of practice in the morning, and then each kart gets 3 heats, and the karts are randomly arranged on the grid. So somebody might have a front, a middle, and a back, and then we do the points from the heats, and the person with the least points gets pole position for the final. So if they have 3 good heats, they might be up the front of the final on the grid, and if they have a bad heat, they might be down sort of halfway down. So that's how it works. And then we use the position of the finals in the club championship. So all the drivers that are in the club get points towards the club championship, and then they can drop some rounds later in the year. So if they're on holiday or doing another event somewhere, that doesn't matter. They can skip that, and we will drop these rounds. So it will all be decided in the next 2 or 3 months who's going to be the club champions, and we have a wonderful annual dinner dance and presentation of awards in January.
Fantastic, and now we're going to go have a quick word with some of the drivers before the racing. Okay, we're down here in the paddock for having a quick look at the MSA Bambino Championship before they go out on the circuit today. We're joined by Dan Parker, the series organiser. Dan, can you tell us a little bit about the series and a bit about the karts that we're going to see racing today?
Yeah, sure thing. It's going to be a race tomorrow. Sorry, not time trial. We have 2 championships. So we have MSA Time Trial Championship and MSA Race Championship. So that's the first year that we've got a race championship this year. So that's the first time that 7-year-olds can compete in an actual race situation to prepare them, obviously, better for when they move into MSA Cadet. So the karts are exactly the same that you would use in both championships, but it's basically a Bambino kart. We use an all-weather tyre, so there's no change of tyre, so you use the same tyre in wet and slick conditions. So basically there's no need for the parents to be running around trying to change the tyres all the time. The tyres are controlled for the championship, so they're sealed after every race so that the wear rates are the same for everybody. The kart itself is specifically designed for 6 to 8-year-olds, so it's a lot smaller than a cadet kart, a lot lighter than a cadet kart, and we've got a Coma 50cc engine, which is the official engine for MSA Bambino events. The karts are, as I say, made for basically just to be as easy as possible. So you're not allowed any caster adjustments. Very limited. You've got fixed gearing. And only very limited stuff that you can change on the kart, really. It's more about trying to just develop the driving.
So if someone back home thought, oh, I've got a 7-year-old sat in the living room doing nothing but playing on the PlayStation, if they wanted to get their kid outside and into the Bambino Championship, how much would they be looking to get themselves into it, and what would they need to do to get them racing?
So a kart costs around about £1,800 plus VAT. That comes complete with wheels, tyres, engine. All you need to do really is put the fuel and oil in. Before you take the plunge and do something like that, I'd probably recommend going to a commercial centre that does Bambino karting. Someone like Daytona, they do a very good Bambino module system, which enables you to go along, try a Bambino kart. Probably one a little bit slower than a race kart, but at least then it gives you some opportunity to get out and just make sure that the kids like it, because even the noise can put some of the kids off sometimes, and kids being kids, they can like it 1 minute and not like it next. So that's probably the best thing to do.
Fantastic. Just moving on over to Graham and Fraser Anderson then. I believe you're the championship leaders at the moment.
At the moment, we're leading the championship, but there's still a long way to go.
So how are you finding the championship this year? Are you getting on okay, enjoying yourselves?
We've had the first half of the season, we've had a very good results, but like I say, it's a long year, and the championship has been good. We did the championship last year as a time trial, and it was a fantastic learning curve for Fraser, and he's just going from strength to strength.
Quick question for you, Fraser. So which circuit in the country is your favourite?
Shenington.
Convenient, the one you're around today. Is it also your fastest one?
No.
No?
No.
But you're going to win today?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys. All right, we're here in the Evolve Motorsport awning, here with Alfie Baxter-Davies, one of the drivers in the Miami Cadet class. He's currently our championship leader, currently with a 16-point advantage over, I think it's Hadi Mamasi. How are you feeling ahead of this weekend going against racing, and are you going to still have the championship lead at the end of it?
Well, hopefully, but I mean, in practice, it seemed a bit like it was a lot closer. So compared to the last few months when I had quite a big lead, I think it's going to be harder this weekend, but I think we've got the speed to potentially do it.
Okay, so you feel like you're going to be able to do it, but it's going to be a lot harder this time, so it's going to be a nice battle to watch on the live stream. How about your other racing? Do you do any racing at any other championships this year?
Well, I'm doing Wilton Mill, which I'm in the top 5 at, and that's about the only other one I've been doing with all the other championships and stuff outside of the clubs.
So we'll see you at Wilton Mill next week, will we?
Yeah, I think so.
And looking at your kart then, so, start with actually, how old are you exactly for racing? And how many more years have you got in Miami Cadets?
Well, I'm 12 at the moment, but it's a bit annoying because a few hours later, if I was born, I'd have a whole extra year in cadet. So hopefully we'll make the minimum weight for Mini next year. So this is the last.
Okay, so moving on to Mini Max or Mini X30. Mini X30, brilliant. Okay, I think that's about it then. Thank you very much. All right, so we're down here in the paddock with Max Goldsmith in the TKM Extreme class. He's currently the championship leader here at Shenington Kart Club. So Max, looking forward towards the finals for this race day. How do you feel it's all going to go?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it's going to go well. We've just finished practice, so we've just got to get all 3 heats, make sure that we get consistent results, and hopefully on the front row, at least front 2 rows for the final.
Okay, you've got an 8-point lead in the championship. Do you think you're going to hold on to it?
Well, I certainly hope so, yeah. I mean, a bit of a curse of an interview, but hopefully I can keep my head and just maintain the rest of the championship lead. Joe, my mate, is just, so you say he's 8 points behind me. Yeah, I mean, we just have to keep on with it. I mean, it's a long way until the end of the season at the end of the day, isn't it?
And so you're also racing in the British Championships, the Super 1 Champs. How is that season going for you? Are you enjoying yourself? Are you getting on well?
Yeah, we've had a really good year. This is the first time I've been on the Birrell frame. We started at about February, and the season's gone really well with that so far. But we're just, as I say, we're 12th in the championship, I think we can get a top 10 by the end of it.
Okay, so top 10's your aim. I'll come chat to you at the end of the year and see if you're still there. Yeah. So with the Birrell Art chassis, you say it's your first year on it. Is it one you enjoy? Obviously, you're getting on well with it. What do you like most about it?
Well, it's the consistency basically through a whole race. Previously, with other frames I've had, they don't hold on to the end of the race. So I was here at Shenington for the British Championship round. I got my first podium. And it was basically the consistency of the frame and just holding on, not overheating the tyres, which gave me a result like that.
So it's definitely one you'd recommend, but you don't want your competitors on it as well.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for chatting to us. Okay, and we're back in the paddock. We're down here with Spencer Stevenson in the Junior TKM Championship. He's currently our championship leader. So we're just going to have a little word with him and see how he's getting on and what we're looking forward to for this weekend. So Spencer, how do you view this weekend going into it? Obviously you're the current championship leader, so you're hoping for another win?
Yeah, hope for another win. Been an alright practice day, so we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Okay, and obviously your kart here, you race in the for Talco, factory driver. And you're currently racing in the Super 1 Championship as well, the British Championships. How's that season going for you at the moment?
Yeah, it's going alright. We didn't have a very good round here at Shenington last time, but other than that, it's been alright. And I think we're about top 5 in the championship, so it's going alright.
Okay, and are you pretty confident you're going to hold on to your championship at Shenington here?
Yeah, Zac Oates might be a challenger, but I think he's missed too many rounds to be in the championship, so it might be alright.
Okay, so you're feeling pretty confident going ahead, so hopefully race day goes well for you. And then obviously looking forward next year, so you're going to be moving up to the elite class, sorry, Extremes?
Yeah, moving up to TKM Extremes, my last year in juniors.
Fantastic, thank you very much for talking to us.
Cheers.
Okay, we're down here in the Pro Train awning with Gary Chapman. We're just going to run through a little bit of how people can get involved in karting and what they need to do to get started within the MSA series. So Gary, how do people get started with their racing?
A normal day would be, normal way of doing it would be to go like do an indoor circuit and then an outdoor circuit. Once they found that karting is going to be great for them, then they want to start coming to some proper racing karts and come to a school like ours. At the school, we can then teach them racing lines, braking points, acceleration points, all these type of things, get them underway, and then they have to get what's called a MSA license, and part of that is a driving test and also a written test called the ARCS test. So it's first of all getting, is the sport for you? Then getting some proper tuition, learning how to drive the karts properly, and then when they get proficient at it, with the test, they then get a Motorsports Association license.
Okay, so what age is the ideal age for people to start and come and see you? Like, do you run test sessions for people from as young as 8 for the cadet karting, or do you do the Bambino side of things as well?
We don't do Bambinos, but you can get a license with the Bambinos. We start at 8. So that is the cadets, that's either the Honda cadets, the 160s, or the Miami cadets as well. So 8 years upwards, right up to, I think we've done a day for somebody who was 65. So
So yeah, it's not just for the young uns. So what's this kart here? This X30, is it Mini X30?
this is a senior X30. The way you can tell that whether it's a senior, the thing that really gives it away is it's a yellow number plate, and that's how we tell all the classes in the sport, by their number plates, but also has a different exhaust to the Mini X and the Junior X30 at the moment.
So if there was an adult out there watching, is it the exact same process for them to go racing? So say my dad, for example, if he wanted to go racing tomorrow, how would he get about it? Same way?
It's exactly the same, all ages, and we used to have a medical if you're over 18. Now we don't even need that, so it's a case of passing the ARCS test and you get your racing licence.
Sounds good. Can I come racing soon?
Yeah, definitely. I'll book you in.
All right, we're down here in the paddock with Lucas Field, one of the drivers in the Miami Cadet Championship. He also is the only driver in the paddock with a female mechanic, who happens to be his mum, Danny Field.
Yeah.
And so we just thought we'd pop down, have a little look, see how this all come about, how the mother-son team works out.
Well, it came about because I started doing a lot of indoor karting and I did a few championships at Swindon Karting. They were very helpful in getting him into racing, and they encouraged us actually to get him into outdoor karting. So we came along, we started doing it, and then I realised that actually I quite enjoyed being involved. And being involved meant I actually could have a valued opinion on his driving and the setup. And I don't think you can have a valued opinion if you don't sort of get your hands dirty as it goes, can we?
No.
And Lucas, how do you find having your mum mechanic for you?
It's really fun, and I feel like really special with having my mum as my mechanic.
That's fantastic. And so obviously you started off indoor, the pair of you. So just out of curiosity, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the indoor racing or the outdoor racing? Obviously get open to the elements here and stuff.
I think indoor's good when you're with a good bunch of friends, isn't it? It's always hard being a female doing anything when it comes to motorsport. But outdoor, it's a great group of people, especially when you come to tracks like Shenington. We've been coming here now. This is our second season of racing here, isn't it? But we did do a season of practice as well. But I prefer it outdoors. I prefer the smell of the two-stroke.
And Lucas, how about you?
Yeah, I just prefer the outdoor, and same with my mum, I prefer the two-stroke smell.
And so how much longer have you got in Miami Cadets, or where do you see the future going with you two in racing?
I think Miami Cadet is a very difficult class. You're up against an awful lot of very big teams, so it's hard for us. We always tend to be on the back foot, don't we? I think we will move him up into a mini class as soon as he can meet the weight regulations, and because he's fairly tall. But we'll always be staying two-stroke, and we'll go Mini X30 as soon as we can, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what that feeling's like, being a bit too tall for karting. Thank you very much for chatting to us, and we'll go back to the racing.